What happens when a group of paranormal investigators start a conversation? You get Ghosts of the Coast Paranormal, the podcast. Tales of the dead, the bizarre, and all things supernatural. Join us now as we talk about the good guys of Christmas. Ooh. Hi, and welcome back to Ghosts of the Coast Paranormal, the podcast. I'm Erin.
I'm Linnea.
I'm Deborah.
And today, whenever you're listening to this, we are talking all about the good guys of Christmas. Ooh, yeah. So there's more than just one good guy. Well, first of all, how are you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
Enjoying the cold?
No.
No, I might be okay if it doesn't get any colder than what it was today.
Yeah. See, I could take what it is today. For me, I would much rather be cold than hot any day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be hot.
See, but for
when
me,
I gotta go scrape ice off my windows to go get my Starbucks, I'm not happy.
But see, for me, it's like I'm very hot natured, so there's only a certain amount of clothes that I can take off before it becomes illegal. I can layer up. There have been times where I've had 2 or 3 pairs of socks on because my feet are cold. But there's only a certain amount that I can take off before it's too much.
Yeah, the world don't want me to do all that.
I run cold, so I could put 50 layers on and I'll still be freezing.
No. I'm hot natured, and when I get hot, I get ill, and when I get ill, you get ill. It's a day.
Yep. When I get hot, I'm just over it. Like, I want to just curl up and go to bed because I'm just so pissed off at the world for making it so damn hot.
No, see, like when we were in Italy, it was 105 degrees like every day. And I mean, we were climbing Mount Vesuvius. Like it was hot and bothersome, but if it were cold, I wouldn't have been able to do it at all. I'd be like, nope. Like we went to an ice bar there. Me and Gianna tapped out quick.
Yeah, I think when we did the Tabor City parade, I was cold, but I wasn't like jonesing for like extra layers.
You didn't look like me and Deborah with blankets and scarves and mittens.
No. I was good. I was good. Now,
I was comfortable. I mean, I weren't freezing.
Now, when I got back in the truck when we were leaving, I did like this with the heater. Yeah. So, but
if we do another nighttime parade and it was any colder than that, I'd have to break out the hunting gear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully, I mean, at least we're done with parades for the rest of the year until next Christmas. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun.
It is fun.
It was a lot of fun, but it was exhausting.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, because it was a long parade.
A lot to do that.
Yeah, parades
takes a lot.
Yeah, it's
well, and
pretty
much
much
the amount of time waiting around too for them to get started. Like I never realized people had to sit around for like 2 hours on the slopes.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, but it was exhausting because it literally takes up your entire day.
Yeah,
and I couldn't imagine.
Oh, getting like that kills me. My hips lock up.
Yeah,
want to work.
Yeah,
I'm buying a bench for next year. I'm buying a little bench. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a bench and maybe like an air mattress to sit on.
Well, I might have a fix for next year. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. It was which one was your favorite parade? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah. I,
Probably a toss up between
the,
Merle's Inlet and the first one.
I really like the Merle's Inlet Parade. I think they,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean those
although
people, they had fire pits out. They were they were doing it right.
I loved the lights of the nighttime
yeah,
and the way Loris was decorated downtown. And I mean, you get that Christmassy feel.
right. Oh yeah,
And I loved the community come together
yeah,
with what was done in Merle's Inlet.
Well, and
yeah.
the fact that they were trying to give us candy and treats. Like that
We
was
had those. Somebody gave us somebody gave us Christmas tree, the little Debbie Christmas trees.
Yikes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there was kids that were like, "You want candy?" Like trying to run us out candy.
That
but they
goes to
were
show
like,
road out.
I mean, they were running out into the middle of the damn road, like running up to the car. My mom was passing out business cards, and they were just running up, like, "Here, let
And the
me."
man that grabbed my hand and didn't want to let go.
Yeah.
No, we had a blast at all of the parades that we did, and I'm looking forward to next year with them. But I'm glad that they're done right now. I couldn't imagine being like Ed Piotrowski because he did like 2 or 3 in one day.
I think if the last one, if the route was better organized,
Yeah,
not such a cluster at the end,
yeah, oh yeah,
that would.
yeah,
I
it was
think I
fun.
would like to try to do North Myrtle Beach next year too.
Yeah, I want to do Conway too.
Oh,
Um,
you still have to tell us about that.
Good luck.
yeah, I'll tell you about that when we get done. But yeah, I want to do Conway. I mean, even if it was $200, even if we all, there's what, 7 of us or 8 of
Hmm.
us.
Yeah, but most of us didn't. I mean, more often than not, there was 3 of us.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can save up and get some love donations over the year. Hint, hint, followers, listeners. um, and then we can do the Conway parade. But that one, we got to be out there super early and lined up super early. And
I don't like
that's
super early.
the Conway parade is the biggest parade in Horry County, which is crazy. Biggest as in the amount of uh entries, not the longest. Merle's Inlet was the longest. But, all
I didn't
right,
even feel like it was that long. I
it
mean,
didn't.
outside of waiting, once you got going, it went fast. It's
Yeah,
just
it
sitting
didn't
around
feel
waiting.
like it was that long. It that was yeah. It was. Oh, the thing is there's a lot of with parades is there's a lot of hurry up and wait,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and then it's done.
Yep.
So like I was waiting for like I was thinking we were going to be on the float for a good 2 hours driving down in Merle's Inlet. And so I was like, okay, I got to hold on to a little bit of candy, hold on to a little bit. And then all of a sudden we're done. And I'm like, oh shit, we still have candy left. So, but
Yeah, we'll have to get more candy for Loris next year.
yes, yeah, it's only one bag.
Everybody that's riding needs to bring a big bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is a nice learning lesson for us. Now we're prepared. We know better next year.
Oh, for
Oh yeah.
sure. For
I was
sure.
gonna stop getting candy in my squirrely brain.
Hey, we got Christmas trees. But anyway, so let's get into some of the good guys of Christmas. You guys ready?
Yeah,
Um,
what are you going to start with?
so we're gonna start with the bell snickle. Have you guys ever heard of the
Okay.
bell snickle?
I did
I
not.
not until I watched a movie a few weeks ago and Bill
There's
Snickle.
What was the movie?
I
It's called the
don't know. Movie on
bell snickle.
Christmas movie on Hallmark.
See,
I
I
don't know. They
can't.
were. I remember that
They were what
in Canada.
in Canada? All right. So the bell snickle, and you might see my husband in just a minute. He just pulled in. Um, so this comes from Wikipedia. The bell snickle is it's called bell snickle or bell schnickel or bell's nickel, or bell sniggle, Sniggle. The bell snickle is a crotchety, fur-clad Christmas gift bringer. Figure from folklore of the Palatinate region of southwestern Germany along the Rhine and Saarland and Odenwald area of Baden-Württemberg. Ooh, that was pretty good.
Nailed it.
At least I think so.
I can hear my husband snoring from here, and he is all the way down the hall with all doors closed. It's
I
like
can't hear him. I have the
a bit distracting.
I have the background reduction turned off, so we can't hear him.
Oh, good.
The figure is also preserved in Pennsylvania Dutch communities and Brazilian German communities. So the bell snickle is related to other companions of Saint Nicholas in the folklore of German-speaking Europe. He may have been based on an older German myth of Nit
Get that in there.
You just sound like you're on an episode of Twin Peaks.
Nit a servant of Saint Nicholas. And let me actually click on this to see if they give me a pronunciation. Nichtnuprecht is how you say it.
Nicht.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so that guy who is
KR. We'll call him KR.
KR. At least it's not a never mind. At least it's not a jack-o'-lantern. Oh god. Throwback to a previous episode if you are lost on that comment. Anyway, KR, a servant of St. Nicholas and a character from northern Germany, unlike those figures, the bell snickle does not accompany St. Nicholas, but instead visits alone and combines both the threatening and the benign aspects, which other traditions are divided between the St. Nicholas and the companion figure. So St. Nicholas and Krampus. The bell snickle is a man wearing furs and sometimes a mask with a long tongue. And I'm going to show you guys what he looks like. And he's actually very terrifying. Here you have the bell snickle.
Oh, that's very different than some of the other images online.
He kind of looks like Krampus a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does not look like a good guy.
No.
Oh.
So that is. Oh, where am I? Goodness.
I wouldn't be excited to see that.
Yeah, see, there's other pictures that show him, and he's just like a man with a hat.
Yeah, there are other
Little
pictures.
man.
I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, here, I'll show you this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of different images for him.
There's this one. This one's more nice looking.
Yeah.
But he does
See,
have
now
a
if he
whip.
came into my house for some presents, I'd be okay. The other one, not so much. I'd be under my sheets.
This one's more similar to what was in the movie I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old bell snickle.
Yeah.
Crotchety.
Crotchety old man.
That's
But
me. Crotch.
I can be crotchety too.
Well,
I hate everybody. Oh man. So the bell snickle is typically a very ragged and disheveled. He wears torn and tattered and dirty clothes. He carries a switch in his hand with which to beat naughty children, but also pockets full of cakes, candies, and nuts for good children. What do y'all think about?
Bad, he's nonpartisan.
I'm having mixed feelings on him so far.
Yeah, I mean, if that guy wearing a furry, tattered clothes came at me with a whip, I think I would be terrified.
Peace.
I'd be out. So, so let me pull this up. I got too many damn windows open.
I don't know. It might be better if the first one came after us, because we would be scared off the get go.
Right.
Whereas the other one, we might be kind of like, and he's more approachable, and then boom,
Yeah.
Boom,
you're
he's
on
beating
top
you.
of him when it shows up.
He's like, boom, I told you to be good.
Yeah, yes.
So this comes from abc27.com. It's an article, a news article. Quote, late at night during the Christmas season, you sit comfortably by the fire with your children. You may hear the sound of bells ringing outside, then the scratching and tapping of sticks against your window. Suddenly, your door bursts open and in walks an old man dressed in dirty, tattered clothes, dirty, tattered furs, and a dirty, tattered hat, with a dirty face and a beard, which he might hide behind a mask. On his back is a grungy old sack, and in his hand is the menacing switch that he used to tap the windows. He has come from quite a ways away too. So the character, as I said, originates from Germany, and then the German immigrants that came into the Pennsylvania Dutch country brought him with them. So this says, quote, the Belsnickel is definitely not a jolly old elf. He tends to be a crotchety, ill-tempered fellow. Maybe it's because nobody knows how to spell his name, which is the several different spellings that I'm not even going to try and pronounce again.
Oh.
So the Belsnickel, do what?
I said, oh, come on.
Can't do it. So the Belsnickel will actually ask the children questions. They have to prove that they have been good. He will ask them questions and sometimes have them recite passages from the Bible or say a prayer. Then comes the final test. The Belsnickel will throw the cakes and candies and nuts on the floor. If the children dive too quickly for the sweets, the Belsnickel will give them a quick smack with a switch for being too greedy.
Okay.
So what do y'all think about the Belsnickel?
I don't know. I ain't got there yet.
All right. Well,
I don't want to meet him either way, even if he has treats. He can keep his crotchety ass outside.
stay your crotchety ass out this house. All right, so we're gonna move on. And I actually just saw this book at the library the other day. But
Did you?
Yep, it comes off of a Swedish or Finnish legend, lore, Christmas tale. It's the legend of the Tomte. So in Sweden, it's the Tomte. In Finnish, it is the Tantu, but also called the Nissi in Norway. So this comes from let's see, this is from Wikipedia. From Wikipedia. This is about the Nissi. There we go. So the Nissi is Norwegian. Is a mythological creature from the Nordic folklore. Today typically associated with winter solstice, and the Christmas season. They're generally, good God, I can't speak today. Like my tongue is fat today. It just doesn't want to put these words.
From me last week to you this week.
They are generally described as being short, having a long white beard, wearing a conical or knit cap in gray, red, or some other bright color. Often have the appearance somewhat similar to a garden gnome. The Nissi is one of the most familiar creatures in Scandinavian folklore, and he has appeared in many works of Scandinavian literature. With the romanticization and collection of folklore during the 19th century, Nissi gained popularity. So let's talk about the legend. All right, so this comes from... Sorry, I have two different articles. I don't know which one I want to use. They're both pretty good. All right, so this one comes from Christina'sInterior.com. And it says, Tomty is his quote, Tomty or Tontu are solitary, mischievous domestic spirits responsible for the protection and welfare of homes and stables, farms, and their buildings. Tomty are folklore creatures originally believed to stem from the soul of the first farm owner of each farm, then becoming a spirit figure ensuring the farm's continuous care. Tomty have a love for tradition. They don't like change. They sleep underneath the floorboards during the spring and summer and appear during the nighttime when the weather gets colder and are especially around and active during December leading up to Christmas. They are ancestral figures who demand respect, attention, care, and lots of love. And in return, they will help keep the house and outhouses in good condition, especially helping to prepare the house and stables for the Christmas festivities. So the legend goes, this is from TomtinFarmandSanctuary.org. So a quote, according to Scandinavian legend, the Tomty, which is the singular form of Tontin, lives in the corner of the barn's hayloft. He only comes out at night when the humans are asleep, tiptoeing around the farm in the cold winter moonlight, going from stall to stall, animal to animal, checking on and caring for each life as he mulls the passage of time, waits for summer and the return of kinder days. Except for his tiny little footprints in the snow, no one has ever actually seen the Tomty, but they know he is there, protecting all in his care. End quote. So this is actually, have y'all ever heard of this before?
I'm Swedish, so and Finnish.
So you've heard it all. This is actually a children's book.
I've not heard of the book though.
Yeah, it's a children's book by Astrid Lindgren. And I actually have the book found the book at the library the other day. And it's based off of a poem. So it's a long poem, but it's by Victor Rydberg. And I'm going to share it with you, so bear with me. So deep in the grip of midwinter cold, the stars glitter and sparkle. All are asleep on this lonely farm deep in the winter night. The pale white moon is a wanderer. Snow gleams white on pine and fir. Snow gleams white on the roofs. The Tomty alone is awake. Gray, he stands by the low barn door, gray by the drifted snow, gazing at as many winters he's gazed, up at the moon's chill glow. Then at the forest where the fir and the pine, where fir and pine circle the farm in a dusky line, mulling relentlessly a riddle that has no key, rubs his hands through his beard and hair, shakes his head and his cap. No, that question is much too deep. I cannot fathom that. Then, making his mind up in a hurry, he shrugs away the annoying worry, turns at his own command, turns to the task at hand, goes to the storehouse, the tool shop doors, checking the locks of all, while the cows dream in the cold moon's light, summer's dream in each stall. A free and harness and free of harness and whip and rein, and old Palais dreams again. The man, the manger he's drowsing over. Good God, I'm sorry. Brims with fragrant clover. The tomty glances at the sheep and the lambs, cuddled in quiet rest. Chickens are next, where the rooster roosts, high above the straw-filled nest. Burrowed in straw, heavy heart and hail, Caro wakens and wags his tail, as if to say, old friend, partners we are to the end. At last the tomty tiptoes in to see how the housefolk fare. He knows full well the strong esteem they feel for his faithful care. He tiptoes into the children's beds, silently peers at their tousled heads. There is no mistaking his pleasure. They are his greatest treasure. Long generations has he watched, father to son, sleeping as babies, but where he asks, from where have they come? Families came, families went, blossom and age, a lifetime spent. Then where, the riddle again, unanswered in his brain. Slowly he turns to the barnyard loft, his fortress, his home and rest, high in the mow, in the fragrant hay, near the swallow's nest. The nest is empty, but in the spring, when birds mid leaves and blossoms sing and come with her tiny mate, there will there she will still talk of a journey to tell. Twittering with all who hear it, but nary a hint for the questions old that stir in the Tom T spirit now cracks in the haymow wall. The moonlight Tomty and hay and all lights his beard through the chinks. The Tomty ponders and thinks, still is the forest and all the land locked in this wintry year. All the only distant waterfall whispers and sighs in his ear. The Tomty listens and half in a dream thinks he hears time's endless stream and wonders where it bounds. Where is its source to be found? Deep in the grip of the midwinter cold, the stars glitter and sparkle. All are asleep in this lonely farm late in this winter night. The pale white moon is a wanderer. Snow gleams white on pine and fir. Snow gleams white on roofs. The Tomty alone is awake. Victor Rydberg. So there you go. That's the Tomty.
I like them. They're cute.
They are cute. They really are like little garden gnomes.
They're just considered house gnomes.
Yeah. So yeah, they're cute, and the fact that they kind of like they get super active in the winter, and then they care for your house and your outhouse.
They care for your house?
Yeah, and your outhouse and your animals.
I need a couple Tomties.
I do too.
My Tomties quit.
Mine retired. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Oh, the Befana. La Befana. Y'all ever heard of her?
No. Oh, wait. Yes, I think so.
She is an Italian folklore.
Yeah. She kind of looks like a little witch, right?
She is a little witch, yeah. Yep, she's...
So I don't know the whole story, but I'm familiar, like, with the image.
So, yeah, let me show you a picture. So this is her. And she's like, this is a cartoon of her on Pinterest, but she is a cute little old lady witch. So,
Mhm.
cute little
She
old
looks
lady
friendly.
witch. Right?
She's not nearly as cute as the little gnomes.
Definitely not. So, this is from Wikipedia. In Italian folklore, the Befana is an old woman or witch who delivers gifts to children throughout Italy on Epiphany Eve, the night of January 5th. In a similar way that's to Santa Claus or the three Magi Kings. A popular belief is that her name derives from the Feast of Epiphany. Uh, in Italian, it's Festa della Epifania, Nania, Epiphania, Nania. Yeah. In popular folklore, the Belfina visits the children of Italy on the eve of Feast of Epiphany to fill their socks with candy and presents if they are good, or a lump of coal or dark candy if they are bad. In many poor parts of Italy, and in particular rural Sicily, a stick, a stick in a stocking was placed instead of coal. Being a good housekeeper, Minnie says she will sweep the floor before she leaves. To some, the sweeping means sweeping away of the problems of the year. The child's family typically leaves a small glass of wine and a plate with a few morsels of food, often regional or local, for the Befana. So she's usually portrayed as a hag riding a broomstick through the air, wearing a black shawl, and is covered in soot because she enters the children's houses through the chimney. She's often smiling and carrying a bag or a hamper filled with candy, gifts, or both. So she is essentially Santa Claus. So the legend goes that Bethana was approached by the biblical magi, also known as the three wise men, a few days before the birth of Jesus. They asked her for directions to where the Son of God was, and as they had seen his star in the sky, but she didn't know. She provided them with shelter for a night, and she was considered the best housekeeper in the village, with the most pleasant home. The Magi invited her to join them on the journey to find the baby, but she declined, stating she was too busy with her housework. Later, Bethana had a change of heart and tried to search out the astrologers and Jesus. Uh, that night, she was not able to find them, so to this day, Bethana is searching for the little baby. And she leaves all good children toys and candy or fruit, while the bad children get coal or dark candy or onions or garlic.
Ugh.
Popular tradition tells that if Bethana spots that someone sees her, they will receive a playful thump on the shoulder from her broomstick, as she doesn't wish to be seen. This aspect of the tradition may be designed to keep children in their beds. Another commonly heard Christian legend of La Befana starts at the time of the birth of Jesus. In this telling, Befana spent her days cleaning and sweeping. One day the Magi came to the door in search of the baby. However, Befana turned them away because she was too busy cleaning. Feeling guilty, she eventually decided to find Jesus on her own by following the bright light, also known as the big star in the sky, which she believes points the way. She brings along a bag filled with baked goods and gifts for Jesus and a broom to help the new mother clean. Unfortunately, despite her best efforts, she never finds him. According to this telling, Bethana is still searching after all these centuries for the newborn Messiah. On the eve of the Epiphany, Bethany comes to every house where there's a child and leaves a gift. Although she has been successful in her search, she still leaves gifts for children everywhere because the Christ child can be found in all children. So what do y'all think about La Befana?
I like that it's a first story that actually talks about Jesus as well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's kind of always lost and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like La Befana.
Is that how you
Same.
say it? La Befana?
La Befana.
La Befana. I'm like Befana.
La Befana.
La Befana. I like her too. I think she is a swell figure. And I mean, she sounds like Santa Claus, but she comes January 5th.
Well, then that's a big holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big Christian holiday, isn't it?
Catholic.
Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish.
Because it's three kings. They do the three kings. You put the shoes outside too, and different fun things.
Hmm. We need to implement La Befana here.
Get up.
So
Funny, we say so many Italian words like really wrong.
Get up here.
We did like if you, it's not. They don't say pistachio. Like in there, everything is pistachio. They say pistachio.
Mhm.
pistachio.
Pistachio.
Prosciutto.
We mutilate their words.
Oh yeah, and they said we did a tour guide, and he was like, and if you order like bruschetta there, they'll just laugh in your face because it's bruschetta.
Bruschetta. I do like bruschetta and
Me
prosciutto.
too.
I love to say mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Come on.
Oh man, I
Come
do
on.
love some Italian food though.
I do.
Have y'all ever had? Well, I'm sure you have, Lydia. But have you ever had penny al vodka?
Oh, I make it all the time.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite. My husband doesn't like it, but
So when we do a potluck, I'll make that for you.
I love it.
Antonio asks for it all the time.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
And we
Oh,
just had what did we just have? Shiana's favorite, carbonara. We just had
speaking of, did she ever eat her birthday cake?
Nope.
Is it still in the freezer?
Yep.
Did you eat half of
Did
it?
I start eating it? Yes.
Good. Good for you.
Let's get the freezer burn by the time she gets to it.
So this next one, we're going to France. Parlez-vous français?
Oui, oui.
So this kind of sounds like the Tom 10, but it's not. This is called the lutin. Or the lutein. Well, French pronunciation is lighten. So we'll just go with that. So the lutin, plays a similar role in folklore of Normandy to household spirits in England. The lighten is generally translated in English as a brownie, an elf, a fairy, a gnome, a goblin, a hobgoblin, an imp, a leprechaun, a pixie, a puck, a jeton, or a sprite.
But those are all very different things. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Right? Like a
they
leprechaun
are.
doesn't look like a pixie, doesn't look like a goblin, doesn't look like a gnome.
Yeah, you're correct. This guy, you are correct. This guy looks more like a gnome. So we're gonna go. And this actually classifies it as a type of hobgoblin. So we're
What's a
gonna go
hobgoblin look like?
We're gonna go with hobgoblin. Hold on.
Hold on.
I have to Google what a hobgoblin looks like. Ooh, hobgoblins are not cute.
Oh, hobgoblins are not cute. I mean,
Nope.
granted, what comes up is a lot from video games, but still they're not very adorable. All right, so a lighten lutin we're gonna go with hobgoblin for this little creature. So a French fairy tale, Le Prince Latin, was written in 1697 by Marie Catherine du Hanoy. Yeah, I don't speak French. Her name sounds like Duanoy or Dianoy. Anyway, has a description of the air, water, and terrestrial light, Luton, Lighten. You are invisible when you like it. You cross in one moment the vast space of the universe. You rise without having wings. Um, you go through the ground without dying. You penetrate the abyss of the sea without drowning. You enter everywhere through the windows and doors, though the windows and doors are closed. And when you decide to, you can let yourself see in your natural form. That was a little excerpt from the book. So in the story, a red hat with two feathers make the Luton invisible.
Mm.
So they are always seen with a invisible, or with a, well, when they are seen, because they're invisible with the daggum hat on, but they are portrayed as having feathers in their hats.
And you said it was a hat with two buttons?
Feathers.
Oh, two feathers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these guys, so the belief in Lutons also spread in North America, particularly Canada, Quebec, as spirits in the form of either pets, such as dogs or rabbits, or other common animals. Completely white cats are especially considered likely to be Lutons, although seemingly any distinctive animal that lives in or near the home may be regarded as such. These Lutons may be good or evil, so they can go either way. Which I think most, like, gnomes, pixies, all of that can go either way. Good Lutons were being attributed powers ranging from control of the weather to shaving the beard of the master of the house before he woke on Sundays. Evil or offended Lutons may harass the house owner with any number of minor troubles, such as blunting a scythe or filling shoes with pebbles. Salt is salt is considered abhorrent to them, and they are